Cheers is airing season 10, episode 4, The Norm Who Came to Dinner. Lilith and Frasier must deal with Norm as a house guest when he is injured painting their living room. Hilarity ensues.
I got to say, I always, as we've been watching, and I think even as a child, I wondered what Norm did as a profession. And now I know. This guy's painting houses, Steve. So there you go. Fat man can paint a wall. Get up
And
on that ladder.
we start the episode off with the cold open. Frasier, he comes in, he's Nike from head to toe. And he said he's
Slick.
changing. Yeah, he's slick, man, and he's changing his ways. And he's saying to the fellas, "I'm going to take you with me. A new change of pace. I was letting myself go going to this place every day, 32 ounce after 32 ounce, shot after shot. I got man breasticles."
I have so much bad pussy in this bathroom back here. I gotta say, he is suited and booted out, Steve. He's got it all. He's got the new fit on, and it's looking right. But going at Norm and Cliff and saying, "Hey guys, signed you up for some health classes," I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe just start with like a fucking one of those workout videos or something. Just get them started. It seems like a big jump.
give me a Jane Fonda tape or a Suzanne Summers or something, or
Yeah.
just bring Suzanne Summers. And to top that off, I'm actually going to bring the physical trainer to the bar. And Norm was just like, "Well, I don't know about that, man. We tried that before." And he was like, "Well, how did that work out?" "Well, I don't know. Ask him." Paul.
He's smoking a fucking butt. Dude, Paul, I bet Paul smangs, Steve. I bet Paul has some just grody sex. I'm telling you right now, dude.
I'm sure he smashed Carlo when nobody was around.
He'll eat the pussy. He'll eat the butt. He'll eat any motherfucking thing. Yeah. But you know what? Frasier tried it. But I love, and this again proves the tragedy of Cheers, Steve. He was once a fit man. And then because of his relationship with Cheers, it just degraded his soul and his body. But not that wallet, because he's got about $300 worth of Nike gear on, Steve, and he's looking tight. So
Is that Phil Knight?
yeah, dude. Don't fucking don't get in a 5K with Frasier because he's zooming past your ass. But that's it. Then we get that classic intro. It's the gift that keeps on giving with this.
I don't know of any other theme song, maybe outside of Fresh Prince, where people can recite the lyrics like men, women, young, old, doesn't matter, whatever generation. It's just so recognizable across the map, man.
Yeah, it's weird. Like also people like so young, like even us, we were right on the cusp. We still got to watch this show, but I mean, this people are going to be singing this thing until the world ends. It's that catchy, and I love the like weird like classic bar images from like colonial American times or whatever it is. But hell yeah, dude, it's that intro. There's only a couple that you can put up in that echelon of intro songs, but it's there. It has to be.
Very Charlie Chaplin-esque. I don't know. When we come back to the bar, they're ordering food, and I don't think out of all the episodes I've seen, food ever being served at this place.
Because they don't have a kitchen, Steve. These barflies are ordering out. You got to leaving the bar to get some food. They got to get it back here. So they can't drive. They're 5 deep already,
Yeah. So that's what it was. They had to order out for the food to get there. And then, wow.
You want some fucking food cooked by Woody, Steve? The amount of fucking salmonella.
Maybe not Woody, but Carla looked like she can hook up some casserole. I don't know.
She could definitely like fuck up at least like a nice sandwich of some kind, cut
some
the
sloppy
crust
Joe. Yeah,
hell, she is definitely a sloppy Joe type of chick for sure.
She could stir the fuck out some sloppy Joe.
Damn, I would love some manwich right now, Steve. I'm high a manwich right now. I'm telling you, dude, that shit is tasty. But again, these people are ordering food at a bar. It can't even be noon. But Norm, he's watching his cholesterol, so he only wants a baked potato. Throw a little cheese on it, throw a little butter on it, and then put a little extra cheese on top of the sour cream so it doesn't melt, and then throw just a little bacon on top too, because he's
Yeah.
watching himself.
Watching his
You know,
carbs.
yeah. And he knows, and this is also a tragedy. He knows what Cliff's gonna order. He knows it because this motherfucker always picks a menu up, tries to go through it to find something new, but always ends up with these damn wingdings, Steve. These
Ah,
wingdings.
I think I have Windings.
Then Rebecca and Carla are having a little chat. And Rebecca, is she pregnant or is she just
Her
like,
clock is ticking.
oh,
So,
okay, got it.
she's at that age where it's like now or never. And her and Carla, they're making a side bet because she asked Carla, like, "Do you think I'll make a good mother?" And she says a hard no. Nope.
Hell no. Yeah, leave it at that. And she's like, what do you mean? And Carla's like, what exactly what I said, you dumb bitch. Listen.
I don't even think you can raise an egg, let alone a baby. It's like, oh, you want to bet? All right, $5 that you can still have this egg by the end of Friday night. All right, deal. As soon as she makes that deal, the egg just fumbles out of her hand. It's like, all right, so she takes another one. It's like, all right, and it starts
Mulligan.
now.
I mean, I'd want that 5 though. I'd be like, I told you. I mean, we could start again, double or nothing, but you already fucked the egg up. But I love that. I love Carla. That's who I wish I could be. Somebody who could just sell just honest to God truth right to somebody's face, regardless of the consequences.
With about 8 kids.
Fuck it. I mean, that's why she's miserable, Steve. And that misery is what keeps her strong enough to take care of those kids. It's those kids that have to deal with that. But she's a Stonewall. This woman could lead. She's like John Connor almost. She could lead us through the termination against T1000s. I'm
She's
telling
like
you.
John and Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. She's doing pull-ups on the bar behind, in the back, hitting. There's a big fucking side of beef back there that they can't serve, but
You know,
she's just back there, just fucking,
just for spawn.
fucking Frasier. Yeah, shut up. Yeah,
And in comes Lilith. She's just so stern. Fraser
yeah.
would like to know if you could paint our living room today.
And Norm's like, I got a busy schedule here, so I don't know if I could today. They have some reason that they need it, and Norm, he's like, I'll tell you what, 500. They're like, that's a little high. I don't know. He's like, I'll tell you what, 200, and you pay for food and drinks. And then Fraser's like, I'll pay the 500 because that food bill, we know we're gonna go and hit that mark real quick. You
Yeah,
know,
I already know how you eat, Norm. We're at the cranes now, and Norm's painting the wall. Fraser, he's just trying to strike up trivial conversation. So, like those are different rollers, huh? Like, where did they come from? Where did you get those from? And he's just like trying to do his job.
yeah, he wants to talk shop, but he has no idea how to. He's asking childish questions and shit.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, what's like, is it matter like this? And then he sees Norm like painting something. He's like, you know, I don't want to like interject or step on your toes, but I saw on HGTV you're supposed to paint vertically and not do horizontal strokes. So you might want to correct that. And Norm's like, dude, I'm painting your fucking wall. It looks great, that whole kind of thing. And then Norm, being the consummate professional he is like, shit, you know, I can't reach that spot up there. So I'm going to go home. Give me 15. I'm going to go take a quick shit and get a bigger ladder. Give me 30 because of the shit. It's going to be a while. And then I'll be back to finish that spot. I just got to get this other ladder. And Fraser's like, hey, why are you being a bitch?
yeah.
You
Just
can
use this
step on,
ladder.
you can get on this ladder, get up to the top. If you get on that top step, you're going to be able to reach just fine, you fucking bitch. This is crazy. This psychiatrist is acting like he doesn't say it like that, but I'm like, dude, you're an adult psychiatrist. Like, this is crazy. But
Stop being a
Norm's like,
wuss.
look, dude, I know you don't know about like hardware and stuff, but if you look on that ladder, you're not supposed to go above that mark that because it's unstable. But it's just like, you're stupid. Watch this. Watch this, pussy. Gets the roller, gets on the top thing, and of course he falls over because you're not supposed to, Steve. It's right there. Okay.
Immediately. Like as soon as he steps up, he falls on Norm, just topples him.
I mean, it's a straight WWE move almost, Steve. This is a ladder match, and Norm takes a
Dude,
straight shot to the
dude,
chops.
Norm fell like Peter Griffith. You know how he's just like one arm's behind his back, and he's just like uh yeah, yeah.
So that's it. You know, workman's comp could be an issue, but Frazier's got Norm on the couch, but he can't move. He injured his back. He's all fucked up. So Frazier agrees to take care of him, and also Lilith, because Frazier points out, like, look, Vera's out of town. Vera being Norm's love, she's out of town. We can't just let this guy go to an empty house. I mean, this guy could fall over, and it's a whole thing. We got a dead body on our hands.
So
Can't do that.
basically, you want your little friend to spend the night.
Yay! It's married life, Steve. You got to ask permission for everything. So Norm's on the couch. He's the guy on the couch now, Steve. But as it can happen sometimes, we're going to see people get a little bit. They want a lot when they're guests.
I like how Frazier's like, "Hey, Norm, tell her you want to watch television."
So we cut back to the bar, and Woody is giving Cliff Clavin. I think he's like quizzing him on what the Dewey Decimal number is of a book in the library.
Yeah, which is useless, by the way.
That's like autistic quizzings. That's what you do to a Rain Man type situation. But Cliff might be Rain Man, Steve. We might have just figured it out.
Got to go to the bar. Go to the bar.
Got to get a drink. Got to get a drink. Dewey Decimal, Norm, Wingdings. And then we cut back to Frazier's, and I guess this is 2 days later, I believe. I mean, Norm's been in traction for quite some time.
Norm is comfortable, and
Yeah.
he calls the bar from the couch actually. And Sam tells the rest of the guys, Norm, he fell down trying to paint the wall, and yeah, he's just letting us know that's where he's at.
I love that. I better call the bar so they don't get worried.
Yeah. And Paul's like, it's too bad it takes something horrible to make us appreciate him. And Cliff's just like, yeah, well, who wants to flip for a stool?
Damn, Cliff. Norm, though, like you said, he's very comfortable. He's getting beers. He's getting fucking, food brought to him. This is a pretty cushy gig he's got.
Yeah, treating him like a king.
Oh, yeah, dude. But Lilith's starting to get a little agitated. He's asking a lot. He's like, hey, honey. He's got like that attitude. He's like, hey, honey, how long does it take for a guy to get a sandwich over here? Chop,
Yeah,
chop.
yeah, tits. And he has a mano, a womano with Lilith, and he says, "You and I are polar opposites. We're completely different. You're successful, intelligent. You got a husband, nice house. You have a baby. I just hang out with my nerdy friends at the bar, and I used to feel sorry for you." Like,
You're one of
then
the
they get a
guys.
yeah, and then they get a knock on the door. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's probably the pizza I ordered. I used your Mastercard," and it's Cliff. He stops by, and he's still got some of his mail. And Lilith asks him like, "So what about your route?" Ah, they can wait.
Yeah. He was in the neighborhood, Steve, for no reason. They're like, why were you in the neighborhood? He's like, maybe ask less. Lilith is just like, what is going on here? Because now Norm and Cliff are sipping suds. They're fucking having a fun time. And it's becoming a little bit of a cheers situation at Shea Frazier's, Steve. Club Frazier's turning it into a fucking dive bar.
And Lilith tells him like, "This isn't a tavern. This is my home. Do you see a bartender? Do you see any beer?" And as she answers the knock on the door, it's Sam with a keg of beer.
I mean,
Like,
dude,
who does this?
how long are you gonna be here, dude? A couple, and it's like it's not one keg. I think it's a couple,
It's a
Steve.
couple. I think he had a keg and a mini keg on top of it.
Just in case. I mean, it's Norm, dude. You know, he's fucking like that guy from the Man Show that could just fucking guzzle beers.
Ziggy zaggy, oi, oi, oi. And so like Sam's pouring beers, they're watching the game, and then Paul and Phil, they show up with bags of ice. And Frazier, he's with the festivities, man. So he comes out with the wingdings. It's like, I got the wingding. Lilith is pissed though. She was like, Frazier, I need to talk to you for one moment in the kitchen. For 1 second, they're in there, comes right back out, shirt full of wingding sauce.
Hook me up with some of those wingdings, though, Steve. Love me some of those right now. But you know, this whole thing, I'd be like, if I was Norm, I'd be like, hey guys, either I get some more wingdings and beer, and maybe you want to unbutton one of those buttons, Lilith, or I could go to a lawyer and maybe talk workman's comp suit. It's your choice, you know. I'd start going litigious on them, you know, and just keep this party rolling, Steve.
And Fraser's aware of this. That's why he feels this deep sense of regret and remorse that, he caused some turmoil to his buddy. So now they're in the bed and Lilith can't sleep. And she wakes Fraser up, telling him it's 1 a.m. They're still partying downstairs. Fraser's like, well, let them do their thing.
It's
I,
only gonna
I
be a
can,
couple more days,
yeah.
baby. And
But
she's like, do you want to see me naked in the 90s? Because if you don't kick these people out, not a nipples to be had. And at this point, I'd have to. I mean, you're married. You got to, Steve. You guys got to get out. And if these are bros, be like,
yeah.
bros, I got to get laid at some point. We got to go. Okay? Be a bro here.
And Fraser goes downstairs and you hear him say, like, enough is enough. And then, like, 2 seconds after that, the music continues. So Lilith, she goes down there and, and you see Fraser on the piano.
Honey, I tried, but they said no. And one of them's like, he didn't say anything. And he's like, shut the fuck up, dude. But Lilith storms out because she's like, where the fuck is Norm at? We got all these people in our house. Where's Norm at? And they're like, actually, I think he went to Cheers. He said he was feeling better. They're like, what the fuck,
He's at the bar.
dude? Son of a bitch. So she's gone, Steve. Lilith's out. Everyone else is hanging out at Club Fraser, which looks like a good hang. I got to be honest. They got free drinks and they got wingdings on deck. I didn't see anybody putting up any money. So
Well, Rebecca's got $5 extra because she won her little side bet with Carla.
yeah, but it wasn't just that side bet, Steve, because Carla's like, "Oh, here's your money," and she's like, "Oh, why do you have this gigantic knot in your pocket?" She's like, "Actually, I bet the guys that I could convince you to carry an egg around for a few days, and I won the
Yeah.
bets." And she's like, "Wait, what the fuck?" She's like, "Take your money, okay? Learn from the best."
Yeah. And I didn't catch there was like another side bet that Woody had with Carla after Rebecca left. It's something about her carrying a watermelon.
Yeah, because she was like, obviously she's conned Rebecca. So at some point she's like, yeah, and it's not like I could ever convince you to put a watermelon between your legs and walk across the room with it. I mean, you wouldn't do something like that. And Rebecca's like, of course not. So she's like, that's what I thought. And then Woody comes up and he's like, here's your money. I thought you would do it.
Yeah. And Lilith storms in. She sees Norm at his usual spot and she beelines straight to him and says, Norm, have you ever had a dog with fleas? And then even after you got rid of the fleas, your house was still infested? What are you trying to get to?
Woody's had some fleas,
Yeah.
golf ball size fleas. And him and Norm's like, golf ball size? Like, Lois, like, pay attention to me here. You got to get out. You're rude. This, that, and the other. And Norm's like, Lilith, come on. Let me buy you a drink. You seem a little uptight. This is 90s guy behavior, too. Like,
Yeah.
honey, calm down. You're a little uptight. Come sit down. He even offers his coveted seat at the bar, Steve. It's the corner seat.
Because he knew he was wrong. They open up their home to him, and then he got so comfortable he invited the crew over, and he didn't even have the decency in himself to tell them of his departure.
I mean, shit. I had to go, Steve. It's like this place, it's home. It's like Olive Garden. So I had to get back here. But they're talking, and as they're talking, Lilith, she's also a mental health professional. And she realizes that, she can become a little bit of a wet blanket sometimes. She's not the fun party girl she used to be at some point in her life. She ruins the party. So she feels bad. But now that she has realized this, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go home and fucking party my fucking ass off. I'm gonna make a cool game. We're gonna play Jenga. I'm gonna organize the people by alphabet. Whatever. It's gonna be a hoot. It
Some
doesn't sound
Pictionary.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nerd fun, but she's trying, and it's all because Norm bought her a scotch, taught her about the ways of being a fucking lush. Steve. That's how you get rid of your problems. Sit
We
down at the bar, take a little hard liquor to the chops, and feel a little bit better about your life for a couple hours.
take a breather. And after Norm hears all this dorky shit, he calls Frazier immediately. He's like, "Hey, Frazier, is Norm. Get out of the house while you still can."